Hey everyone, I'm Rachel, and in this tutorial, I want to show you how to color glam makeup using the Color Therapy app. This tutorial is all about dramatic and exotic makeup. I'll be focusing on the eyeshadow and lips. If you want to see how I color face makeup, make sure to check out my other makeup tutorials. So if you'd like to follow along with this tutorial, you can find the image under Classic, select People, and then under Close-Up Face, just scroll down. Okay, so since we're just going to focus on the eyeshadow and lips in this tutorial, I've already colored in the face makeup and hair. So let's go ahead and open up the color palette and choose all of our colors for the eyeshadow and lips. So first, let's go under the Basic tab, and then under Basic, let's just choose a solid black and white. And then under the Seasonal palette, go to Halloween 2, and select Gradient, and then I want to choose that really dark, almost blackish purple. Back in that same palette, now select Solid, and I want to choose a dark purple and a medium light purple from that same palette. And then back in the color palette under Seasonal, again select Winter now and make sure it's set to Solid this time, and I'm going to choose just a very light, almost a purplish blue, almost a white color. And lastly, I'm going to add a little bit of a golden glow and a glittery look at the very end to the eyeshadow. So I want to choose a golden color. So under Shades, go to the Brown palette and make sure it's set to Solid, and I'll just choose a medium yellow color there. So I'm going to go ahead and just tap to fill in the lips with that purple gradient, and I'm going to set it to a radial gradient so it's a little bit lighter on the inside. So she looks a little less weird now. Now let's go and just focus on the eye first. So before you do the eyeshadow, that should be the very last step. So remember to finish all of your shading and contouring that you want on her face first. So what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and just tap to fill in the eyelashes with black. You can do that at any point in this tutorial, but I'm just going to do it now so it doesn't look as weird. All right, now let's go into the manual mode. So let's select AIRBRUSH and let's lower the opacity to 50 and the size to 50. Now let's select coloring inside the lines mode and turn that to on. And then select that winter bluish purple color. It's almost a white color. And we're just going to add a highlight right behind those eyelashes there. And I'm just kind of going with the curve of the eye, very lightly. And see how there is an eyelid line right there? Let's use that as a guide. We don't really want to go beyond that line there with our eyeshadow color, so just keep that in mind. Now I'm going to select that medium purple color and just go ahead and add in that color just below that lid line. And it's overlapping that winter blue a little bit, just really softly. You can go to the edge of those last eyelashes there, just behind them. Now do the exact same thing, but with the darker purple, it's almost a black, and add it as a top layer above that medium purple color. And then make that outside corner of the eyelid a lot darker. Now I'm going to actually add in my own lid line. So I'm going to lower the size to 0 and the opacity to 100, and using that dark purple, I'm going to make a line where we added that really light color. So it's going to be just going from the inside edge and that inside corner of the eye upward and then to the outside edge. And then as an option, we can add some gold sparkles. So select that yellowish color. And then in the color palette, let's go with the spray tool. We'll keep it at 100 opacity and then raise the size to 100. And then what you'll do is just place your finger or the pencil down in the inside corner of the eye and just add a tiny little spray in there. And the spray tool works really well as a way to add glitter to the eye because it has little dots and specks in there. So you can really just add as much as you want or as little as you want. And then you can also make it even more glittery by selecting white. And then you want to lower the size back down to 0. And you also want to make sure that you're selecting the AIRBRUSH tool and then just zoom in. And you can make little tiny dots and that'll look like little sparkles. Again, this is optional and you can add it wherever you want. Lastly, we want to add some eyeliner underneath the eye as well as a shadow inside the eye itself to even add more of a glam look to it. So we want to make sure we select black for that, and then in the manual mode, let's lower the opacity to 75 and raise the size to 30. And then just begin to add a shadow inside the eye. And it's just going to go over the pupil and the upper lid. For the lower lid, you do want to have coloring inside the lines mode on, and then just go ahead and outline that lower lid right there. Now let's move on to the lips. Let's go ahead and lower the opacity and size to 50. And still using black, I'm just going to outline the edges of the lips, so just those outer edges. Just going to add a nice shadow in there, even more drama. And now let's go ahead and add in some detail lines. So raise the opacity to 100, lower the size, and with black still, we're just going to add some lines coming down from the top lip downward into the bottom of the top lip, and then from the bottom lip upwards as well. And with the same settings, you can add the same thing with that medium purple color. And you can start drawing those from the bottom of the top lip upwards, as well as the bottom lip, just that top area downwards. So you can follow those black lines there. And then the last step is to go into the Effects tab under Lines, select No Lines, or just leave them black. It looks great both ways. Remember, you can apply this glam look and the techniques using any colors. Sometimes it is also helpful to look up a reference to help aid in the realism. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this, don't forget to subscribe to the Color Therapy YouTube channel so you don't miss any new tutorial videos. Thanks for watching our tutorial. You can get the Color Therapy app for free on the App Store.